Right this way. Is something wrong?
No. Nothing.
Ah, my lord Sir Denam. And the princess, my lady.
Lancelot? What? What's this? Lancelot's music box. It couldn't. Is it really you?
There. It's all right. In your chair.
The Holy Night. What ill fortune is this?
Oh, my lady. Oh. Do you know this man? I'm sorry. 'Twasn't right of me to pry.
No worry, but I must ask.
Wait. There's something you should see, my lord. The sword he carried.
Lombardia.
You've received the sword, Lombardia. I have my own thoughts on that, but we'll get into that in the next AI battle. Let's go and go to the Warren Report. The Holy Knight Lancelot. He was captured in the Bakram invasion of Rhyme and imprisoned in the dungeon of Heim Castle. After the liberation of Heim, many prisoners were freed from the castle dungeons, but it is uncertain whether Lancelot was among them. There has been no word of him since. Claire Halmora, a young girl living in Heim. She was orphaned when the Bakram invaded Rhyme. Having hidden away the grief of her loss, she now spends her days caring for refugees at an abbey in Heim. Her bright outlook and words of encouragement bring hope to those she looks after. See, we also have Talk. Okay, Traitor in the Resistance. If you click on this, you unlock another event that you can do. However, this event weakens your army, but not by any significant margin. In fact, you could pretty much ignore this disadvantage. I'll explain more on that once we do this. Traitor in the Resistance. After the fall of Heim Castle, a curious rumor spread among the captured Dark Knights. They claim a Lothlorien knight had infiltrated the Resistance. The Resistance is looking into the matter as if there is truth to the rumor. It may mean one of their own is working against them. Before we continue, let's convert Denam, because we got the Lombardia, right? And we take a look at the Lombardia. It says here that it is a holy long blade forged for the holy knights, and the mark of the captain is the knights of Knights of Zenobia, and it has lightning enhancement. So it's like it's custom made for Denam. It's not. I don't think it is. I think it's lightning no matter what. But Denam happens to be lightning, and yes, that is just a coincidence. I didn't know that this was going to be big blade. That being said, ninjas cannot use this blade, and the reason why I want to use it is a one-handed weapon, but it has counter attack. I don't currently know of any other one-handed weapons, whether it's ranged or melee, that has counterattack. And to my understanding, as long as you have counterattack, it doesn't matter if it's on a sword or a ranged item. For example, when you hit an archer in close combat, he'll punch you because he has counter, right? So if I have this sword, that means I can also counter ranged attacks. As long as I have a ranged weapon. Who can use the Lombardia? I've already decided, but I'm just kind of explaining my thought process. You see here that I could convert Denam to a warrior, a rune fencer, which I've always liked. Like, they have really good stat increases. A knight, who doesn't really have awesome abilities. I mean, they can be useful, but I don't know. I haven't found myself really leveraging them that much. A dragoon, which their dragon slaying ability has kind of been replaced. Well, I don't really do it, but I have items that give the unlock to equip dragon slaying on any class. If my warrior equips a dragon hammer or something, or dragon scale shield, he can actually put dragon slayer in one of his 4 skill slots. Ranger, which only Azulstan can become right now. Princess, which Denam cannot be. Sorry, Denam. Paladin, Denam cannot be. White Knight, Denam cannot be. Hoplite, Denam cannot be. Our main choice is Warrior, Rune Fencer, and Buccaneer. We can rule out Warrior since, other than having lots of weapons at his disposal and critical melees, it doesn't really have much to do with anything. And there's no special effect on the Lombardia for being, for hitting an enemy at a critical. So we're going to be a Buccaneer. We're just going to go ahead and change class. Buccaneer. Now we're going to take the Lombardia. And we're going to give him one of my Petronels. Oh, you can ignore this. This is for me making my maps. When I've stopped showing my maps since it doesn't look like people are interested in that. But I still make maps for my own. It's not quite as polished, so I can go through the content much faster. You may have noticed my upload schedule is faster than before, because I'm not trying to polish the map. If you remember, my very first map looked like junk, because there's all these windows everywhere, because I wasn't erasing them out and replacing them with actual background. Anyways, if I entered an area, I would coral harp all the storms away so that I could take the best screenshots. You can ignore that. So now he has a Lombardia, which gives him counterattack, and he has a Petronel, so he can swing for lots of damage and shoot for lots of damage. The only thing that he can't counterattack is ranged attacks greater than 5 and ranged attacks less than 3. If an enemy has a crossbow and is adjacent to Denam and shoots him with that crossbow, I don't think he'll counterattack. If there's an enemy with a polearm and stabs Denam past the range of 1, I don't think he'll counterattack. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's to my understanding or belief. We are now a Buccaneer that is dual wielding Lombardia on one hand and Petronel in the other. Remember that we did the talk for Traitor and the Resistance? Head to Crisara once you've read that talk and you'll get a new cutscene. One of your characters will be slightly modified.
You had something to tell me.
A rumor's been making its way through Heim. Perhaps you've heard it? They say a spy walks among the Resistance ranks.
You have never given me reason to doubt you, Hobram.
I'm glad to hear it, but there's something you don't know.
Yes?
I was in the Order of the Dark Knights Lothlorien.
I hope you have an explanation for this.
My full name is Hoberim von Rams.
Von Rams? Sabalza von...
Is my brother.
How could you keep this from me?
Hear me out. I am no spy, I swear it. I ventured to these islands with but one purpose. To kill my brother.
What?
Balzaphon murdered our parents.
What do those withered fools in the Senate know? Traitors, every one of them. They make no obeisance to High Priest Sardian, yet they fawn over every merchant and upstart house with 2 coins to rub together. Decay eats Lodis from within. Only Lothlorien can cut away the rotten flesh. And Lord Father, when the Senate convenes tomorrow, we must have your support.
You are obstinate to a fault, Balzaphon. What you ask is impossible. I will speak for the Senate's proposal. We cannot allow Lothlorien to grow any more powerful. Ask anything else of me, my son, and it shall be yours, but never this.
When did you become a tool of the aristocracy? Ours is an old and noble house. You tarnish our name with this needless groveling.
I placed you in Lothlorien to be my eyes. Now you are become Sardian's pet. You are unfit to lead this family. Be gone from my sight. Come, Oberon.
Ah! Lord Father!
Fool.
What have you done, brother?
Open your eyes. The Senate is a suppurating wound in the body of Lodis. Our father was a species of disease.
Have you gone mad? The people will never abide such treachery.
The people are already ours. You know that. There's nothing you can do to stop us now. The wheels are already set in motion. You will follow me.
You mean to incite a war? I may not be able to stop you, but I will never join you. You must kill me as you killed our father.
I thought you more reasonable than this, my brother.
Much of the aristocracy was cowed in Sardian's rebellion. The High Priest's men purged the Senate and filled its ranks with bootlicks and scullions. The blame for my father's murder fell on me. As punishment, they plucked out my eyes and banished me from Lodis.
How horrible.
I did not learn of my mother's death until a month after the rebellion. The official account declared her the victim of some mischance or another. In truth, she was poisoned, because she would not lend her voice to their cause. I know how this must sound, but I swear in Felaha's name that every word is true.
So, you've come here seeking vengeance.
And I will have it.
Tartaros and Balzaphon were taken captive when Barbas seized control of the Dark Knights. The whole while we were in Heim, we found no trace of them. I've deployed our shadows to seek them out, but it's possible they've already left the Isles.
I came to Valeria seeking vengeance, but that is not the only reason I remain. Yours is a worthy cause, Denam. I would help you in any way I can. Though I love my homeland, the Lodis I knew is gone. High Priest Sardian has twisted it beyond recognition. I could not save Lodis, but it's not too late for Valeria. It is a great honor to fight at your side.
No, the honor is mine.
Thank you, Denam.
I said that this would weaken you, but it wouldn't weaken you by any significant margin. This is your way of checking loyalty for yourself or target enemies. And the message at the bottom of the screen now will change depending on your character's alignment. So a character with max loyalty who is lawful will say that this unit supports you in all things, a loyal ally to the end. Whereas perhaps a character with neutral max loyalty will say this unit backs your every decision. The reason why this weakens you is his clan changes from unknown to Lotus. So if he were to defeat Lodician soldiers, which will be the remainder of the storyline, he will lose loyalty. That being said, I don't know the exact numbers. I think it's 1 loyalty lost per kill and 15 loyalty gained per weapon proficiency. I wrote it down a long time ago when my union level was like 12 maybe. But it's really something that you can ignore. But I thought I'd just mention it that a Holbrim with an unknown clan is technically superior to a Holbrim with a Lotus clan. Alright, let's take a look at our new updated Warren report. Holbrim Steel Song. A Lodician swordmaster who once served with the Dark Knights Lothlorien. He is the second-born of Stratarchus Vagris, a Lodician of great influence, and his brother to the Dark Knight Balsaphon. He bears the title Steel Song. Accused of patricide, his eyes were gouged out, and he was banished from Lotus. Holbrim came to Valeria seeking vengeance against the true culprit, his elder brother Balsaphon. This is his dad, a Lodician who led the armies of the Holy Lodician Empire. He was a man of great influence on Lotus, commanding 5 of the orders of knighthood there. He was a father to the Dark Knight Balsaphon and Holgrim Steelsong. Seeking to have Lancelot Tartarus dismissed for fear that Lothlorien would rise to power, he had his sons infiltrate the Dark Knights. However, Balsaphon was swayed to Lancelot's side. Vagris then asked Lothlorien to join forces with him, but was rebuffed. He was murdered by Balsaphon soon after. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that's it. Let's head on over to fight the Lothloriens or Lodicians. And we're going to do things just a little bit differently. I'm not sure if this will make for good footage, but at least for the very first map, we'll do it this way. No in caps? Check. Secret door, I know where that is, and door. I went ahead and checked out where the places likely to be a door were, and it wasn't that hard to find.
So these are the Hanging Gardens.
Ah! We've been waiting for you, Denam.
You've run out of places to hide, Martin.
Who's hiding, I ask? Lodis barely needs lift a finger to send legions of troops to your pitiful isles. These Hanging Gardens will make a fine marker for your graves.
Is that a threat?
I never make threats. You deal with him, sir.
Damn! He's getting away!
I don't know what the ramifications are of opening these doors, but I'm going to go ahead and open all the doors that I know of anyways. I mentioned that I would talk about a couple things during the next fight. One, I don't know why Kasha was so surprised. What did she think was going to happen if she left Lancelot in other Lancelot's tender care in the dungeon? It's fine if she wants to become queen or whatever, but don't be all shocked when you see consequences of your actions here. Speaking of consequences, I don't begrudge Lancelot. Like, I don't have any negative feelings towards him or anything, but I know his true colors. And he was a person who would kill a hero for fear that the hero becomes stronger than him. That's why I don't feel sad for Lancelot in the slightest. But again, I don't actually begrudge him anything, because I understand that he's moving from a place of fear to protect the land he loves. I get it. I don't agree with his actions, but I get it. So an ally who would stab you in the back is no ally at all. Good thing for him he picked up that critical card, because I was going to land there next and do a cherry rond, if I had enough MP. I don't know if it's Rond or Ronde, or Rondi or something. I assume it's Rond. It's this attack right here. I'd only hit 2 guys, however. Seems to be the most I can reach. So we'll just hop to the next card. Again, at this point, the enemy should start running away. Think about it, you have a teleporting guy who you cannot hit. And if you were to somehow scratch him, he wouldn't even notice what you've done. Actually, should I go? Yeah, let's go and get that one. It's fine. I was thinking I should get the critical card first, but 1 is enough. I haven't done my counterattack stuff yet, because I'm making sure that I get the secret door stuff. Although I've read about people describing builds, given that the game only lets you have 4 skill slots, I don't really feel like the builds are typically all that different. Maybe I just haven't really looked into builds all that deeply, but for example, let's say you have a mage, and that mage, you might put in 1 skill slot as cudgels, just so that he can have extra magic damage. Well, when I was level 19, with a max 19 cudgel proficiency, it only added something like 10-15 points of damage. That'll probably be different now that I'm level 40, but still, it wasn't that much when he was already doing 230-ish, 250-ish damage. That wasn't a very big percentage. 5%. Let's say you're doing big damage of 1,000. 5% of that is just 50 more damage. If your enemy has more than 1,500, 2,000 hit points, is 50 damage really going to help you? Probably not, because you're going to cast it a second time and do 2,000 damage. That's 1 skill slot people are generally putting down. Let's say you put in Conserve RT for your wizard. If it triggers maybe 3 times in a single fight, assuming that there's 12 of you and 12 of the enemy, and maybe, again, he triggers it 3 times, most spells are maybe 20 RT, at least the basic spells like Paradigm Shift and stuff. I'm not talking about like Apocrypha and whatnot, but the spells a wizard normally might cast, we'll say 20 RT. You're going to save, if it triggers 3 times and you cast a spell each of those times, rather than letting it get squandered, you have saved 60 RT, which is most of 1 turn. Your wizard probably has something about 80 RT, maybe 90 or so, depending on how heavily geared he is. You basically have saved most of 1 turn. Is that, again, that's a whole skill slot you've allocated. So now for 1 skill slot you have extra 10 damage, and a second skill slot you have an extra 2/3 of a turn. The biggest one is getting Meditate. I think that's a good skill. And then for the 4th slot, I don't know, maybe you'll put in something like Concentration, so that you can have an increase in your debuff accuracy. At least that's the way I've been slapping together my wizards. Now, when it comes to something like a Lich, sometimes I have even thought about getting rid of their Cudgel skill so that I can put on Reflection or Salvation or Engulf. Later on, once I hit level 50, I'll do more damage calculations, and then I'll do more research into it and release more information about it. but I do plan on going ahead and hitting all the routes. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do level scaling or not. I would like to hear your opinion on that. I don't know what they've got right now. Okay, yeah. When I was trying to plan some of my liches, I was wondering if I should even bother with cudgels and maybe slap on something like Salvation or Engulf. I mean, I can see having an extra range of 3 could make a big difference, more than saying whatever spell damage I get from having a cudgel equipped. I'm guessing that me opening those 3 doors resulted in this. So I'm not actually sure if it matters which way I go, or if I get locked out of a path. So I don't know anything by this at this point. But we're gonna try Serpent's Spine, and if it locks me out of a path, then I'll play through a little bit and figure out what's going on, and then I'll record. Win with an archer, but let's see what it requires. It gives me experience charms. I'm not worried about that. Since this is a storyline themed dungeon, I'll go ahead and record each battle. But if it becomes overly long, I'm not sure each map will be in the episode. I wasn't able to demonstrate Denam's counter abilities during the last fight. And when I'm just farming stuff, I try to use the wingmen, the hawkmen, because they don't lose loyalty when fighting people of their unknown clan, as it were. So I could just fire and forget, essentially. Is that Griffin too scared to attack? And Denam's doing something completely silly by being on the lower elevation, because this means that they can reach him and he can't reach them, thus negating my whole counter stuff. Denam, go to the high ground. I hope there's pincer on that Griffin. Oh, you weren't gonna attack. I was gonna say, okay, see, if there's pincer, that means there's counter. Oh, they did parry. They're putting up something of a fight, but they definitely have no chances to win. I mean, sure, I would not have necessarily thought of doing a finishing move to do that, but I can see that working. Okay, so maybe the doors open automatically to the next area? Perhaps I should have run over there. Alright, looks like I can take the other routes if I wished to. So this was the secret road, I guess. This would have made a shortcut. Okay. Well, since I have to pick one or the other, why don't we go check out what the shortcut actually was? Another secret door, huh? Alright. Light charm. I don't know where any of the secret doors are. I've not played the Hanging Gardens yet. I only played the first stage to find that secret door. I didn't know there were more. I'll wander around the battlefield a little bit and see if I can find it. This is probably my favorite song out of all of them, only because it reminds me a lot of Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen. I'm gonna guess that's the secret door. Try to minimize how many I kill, because if I kill them all before I open the secret door, I lose, essentially. I mean, not really lose, but I would have to record it again. I'm assuming it's not behind the tree. It doesn't look cool enough to be a secret door area. I really think it's behind that vase. Nope. Okay. All right. Where else could it be? I guess we could check out that behind the tree. We'll check that tile out first, I suppose. And that's just a giant pit. All right, not there either. I will say that probably having a single unit on the field is good for manually finding these secret doors, only because this means I won't have to try to navigate all my other characters. Now, unfortunately, I don't like this, but unfortunately, I would find enemies with summon spells like Undini or Undine. I'm not sure how to say that name. And if I recruited them to try to steal their spells or get their spells, the spell disappears. I don't like that. Also, I think it's ridiculous that I've always thought this one was kind of a Western idea and one was an Eastern idea, but after a while, the prevalence of stuff like Final Fantasy, everything has gone to this method. But in the old TSR Gold Box games that I mentioned before, when I talked about New Game Plus stuff, whenever you defeated an enemy, you get all his loot. If there was, say, an orc and he had plate armor and a morning star, you didn't have a random chance to get one or the other, or a random chance roll for each item. You just got the item. So I mean, I guess you could equate it into saying like, well, you when you hit the guy, you tore up his armor, so you don't get the armor. I understand that to a degree, but I do think it's kind of ridiculous. Let's say that I had a bow user kill a guy who is a fusilier. I think under most circumstances, you would assume that you get his gun, but that's not a thing that happens. You just randomly get their pieces or not their pieces. And unfortunately, you can't get their high-level spells. I've recruited many enemies with level 4 magic or something, I never got it. Alright, let's see if it's behind the tree. Nope. Maybe I should look up a guide on this. I don't wanna make each map like 50 minutes. I would have really thought it would be on this side somewhere. I didn't stand there, but it is a sloped surface, and I'm going to assume that it has to be a minimum height. Doubt it's there, because I'm also going to assume it has a minimum width. So it can't be under that because the height it breaks into the window. But, you know, I could be thinking about this all wrong too. Did I stand here yet? Is it perhaps a tile base? Like if I stand here, the trigger somewhere else. Okay, I guess that is the secret door. It does match all my requirements. Minimum height, minimum width. I may keep this one in, just to show you what goes into each map. I'm going to assume that this is continually a shortcut. For example, if I get that, I'd probably have to do it this way. So we're going to keep taking these shortcuts as long as the game lets me. Alright, no secret doors this time. I'm not worried about any of that. Another Denam Rex face map. we'll take momentary control because I do want him to take this card. I'm not sure the AI will do it. That'll speed things up quite a bit because with that card, I can more reliably one-shot our enemies. I knew it wasn't going to be enough to kill him outright, based on my experiences with the first map. But if he can get himself a second card, that should push him over the edge. A third card for sure. Dragon Scale. That could be a little dangerous for you, Denam. Maybe don't attack the dragons when their Dragon Scale has activated. But I don't think the AI considers that in the slightest, because there was no reason for him to attack that dragon in the first place. Alright, I'm going to take over. I'm pretty sure the AI has no concept of Dragon Scale. Ah. I think that's my first pistol counter for the recording. Yeah, you better run. Nope, I thought that might have been the end because it went straight up, making it look like a throne room of sorts. Another secret door. Mind Charm. Yeah. If I do cut out maps, I will at least show the maps with the secret doors, so that way you also learn where they are. Alright, so the previous map, it wasn't at the end of the map. So it could be somewhere in the middle. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it will be in the middle. So the previous secret door was hidden in the middle or beginning of the map, so they don't always have to be at the end. In fact, I kind of wonder if they are situated in relation to which path you were allowed to take. For example, if it went to the northeast, maybe it's like right here. Nope. Now check out each of these right here. That's just barely tall enough, using the previous map as a guideline. And I wonder if there is a tile similarity between each one, like it'll always look like there's a certain brick or something. I haven't been able to observe closely enough because I haven't yet edited. When I edit, I can more clearly look at the spot the differences, essentially. But right now, they're just all bricks. So far, out of the 2 secret doors I've opened here, the tile in front of it was a plain brick tile. So let's try that one, I suppose, and that one. We'll try that as a guideline, just to see if we can establish any sort of pattern. Now, obviously, when I go through on my own save file, I'll be clearing on every map 100%. Those maps I've been skipping, we'll go back and destroy them all, but I get the feeling that this is going to be already a long enough episode without me doing a bunch of extra random battles that have no story content. You know, I'm gonna assume that does not let me open the secret door. Being critical hit into the tile. So I'm gonna have to pass a turn here anyways. Or I could jump here and then jump back if I needed to. Let's do that, just in case. Let's jump here first. Now, if I turned him into a Necromancer, I do wonder what his Meteor Strike would do in terms of damage. Wasn't those tiles. Try this one again. And it could be that the stone tile in front means nothing. I still need to test that tile, but we're gonna check out some other curious places first. And I'm assuming there will be no secret door on the blind side of the building. Like here and here. But those are all assumptions. I was kind of thinking that was gonna be it right there. Okay, it's not that. So I've touched these stone tiles and these here and those I've touched. Did I hit this one? That was one I suspected, but it doesn't really fit my width requirement. And even this has a width. So I was here, it's here. And I hope it's not like I've got to start walking in every of these water tiles. I could try that one. I was thinking that'd be way too obvious. That was when the screen was first painting. I was like, surely that's not it. But I'm running out of places. Game. All right. Well, so far, each of the 3 secret doors I've opened have been a brick tile. Depending on how long this first take is for the Hanging Gardens, I may do this a second time and just run straight to each secret door to show you. But if you're seeing this now, it means I was able to edit things down to a nice length. I'm gonna assume it's this one. I kind of hoped that there would be a secret door, otherwise it wouldn't matter that which path I ended up taking. If I want an air charm, but the archer thing again is pointless to me. It's just an experience charm. I'm assuming it's this one right here. That's the only thing that's tall enough to meet my criteria. There's no guarantee that is an actual criteria. It's just something that I think is a thing. I guess that tile is also tall enough. Let's try this one first. That's the most odd-looking tile. I don't know why, but that one looked funny. Alright, so if I did a second take, I would probably bring in at least my level 50 Meteor Strikers. The reason why I would use Meteor Strike is that's the only level 3 area effect spell I have, and it has a corresponding area to match, meaning it has bigger than 2 tile wide cross. And Denam does plenty of single target damage, but killing everybody does take a little while because they don't all attack him in a way that lets him counter. I want to form a giant domino effect like in Assassin's Creed, basically, where the guards run up to you and you just hit the counter button and they die. I want them to do that to Denam. Oh, Denam, stay in the middle of them all. It's still fast. It's still probably faster than me manually controlling it because it takes time for me to click on the stuff. Whereas the AI just immediately does something. The Berserker was too scared to attack Denam. Nice, that's the first one to fall. I always like seeing the enemy fall, as long as it's during a recording. If it's during my saved playthrough, it annoys me because I want his loot. Now, I don't have to worry about Denam falling because he's got teleportation boots on. As long as you can teleport or fly, you are immune to death by falling. What? You gone, ninja. So I'm assuming this is my secret door area. That looks kind of special. Is this the end? Vanquish the enemy leader. Yes, it probably is. Skip. Chariot Tarot. Buff. Let's try it. I'm going to try soloing. Again, I have no idea what's ahead of me, but we're going to try letting Denam solo it. It really should be no problem. I mean, he has insane stats. I've been working hard this entire game to make him incredible.
Well, you certainly took your time.
You Knights of Lotus have a rare gift of flight, a useful skill for cowards.
You'll regret those words. A knight knows how to pick his battles.
Easy, Martin. Go to Barbas. Leave this one to me.
Fortunate for you, boy.
Gah, not again!
You face me, Denam. Let us end this.
And I think there was enough content there to show each of those Hanging Garden maps. Yeah, with shift stones being so prevalent, you have to wonder why anybody in the game ever dies. I will say, though, that it's less infuriating than all those stories where the hero doesn't kill the bad guy for whatever reason. Perhaps he thinks that it's okay to just wound and defeat the bad guy emotionally, and let the bad guy go about doing his bad guy things, whether it's murder or whatever. I've always felt that the hero in the protagonist in those cases is just as much responsible. Let's say that you blow open a wall and that releases monsters or demons or something, or maybe escaped prisoners, and they go out and do damage to people, innocent townsfolk or something. That is, although you are not responsible for their actions, you are responsible for letting them have the opportunity for those actions. I will say that having the enemy constantly retreat does put Denam in a better light than if he were to just defeat the guy. He's like, okay, well, I'll let you go now. Bye-bye. Those kind of protagonists always infuriate the crap out of me. I know that there is a super class of Denams that will allow him to use every ability he's ever acquired. And there are a couple things I know about that, which I'll go ahead and get into in a minute. But I'm looking forward to the time where I unlock that, and then Denam can just be the spell-slinging buccaneer or whatever. Because he doesn't need a wand to do incredible damage. The wand just really gives spell range, and he has no problem with being up front in the enemy. Being next to them's no problem. No issue. He could be meteor striking these guys to oblivion.
Death comes too soon.
Where's Barbas? Martin? Where have they gone?
To Dorgalawa's tomb. Both of them are there.
You found the tomb? Where? Tell me.
The tomb? Beneath the gardens. This tower is his tomb marker. But you're too late. Barbas is opening the seal. Even now.
But he can't open it without Koshua.
No. He has the Zenobian blade.
I haven't much time.
Wait, Denam. Listen. The Nildam perished. Like these islands, our people failed to join as one. It is only a matter of time before Lodis invades. You must make Valeria strong. Like a rock. You've done well for yourself. This war's made a hero of you.
I did not take up the sword to become anything.
Maybe so, maybe so. In fact, Perhaps it was the Duke's idea. Men such as he have use of heroes. I'm sure you understand. The title served you well following the Duke's passing, after all.
I mislike your reasoning. I do not do this for power.
Yet here you are, a man of power. As a hero, you led your army, and now you would fulfill their wishes and place Kashua upon the throne.
This is not about power. I do my duty.
As you wish. Now, do your duty. Defeat us, and claim Valeria for your kin.
What are you playing at, Endoris? Why not leave these isles altogether?
You know why I remain.
Dorgalua's legacy. But why the rift with Sir Lancelot? The promise of riches bring out your true colors?
Riches? You think we're here for coin?
Aren't you?
Your answer lies upon the road ahead. Defeat me, if you would find it.